All right. How we doing tonight? Woo! Hell yeah, TG motherfucking IF, right? Good to be here with y'all. All right, I'm gonna get into some stand-up. I'm Jewish. That's not a joke, but I like to joke about it. Let's see. So two Jewish women are eating at a restaurant, and the waiter walks up to them, and he's like, "Ladies, is anything all right?" Yeah. Speaking of, those same ladies were like, "Why spoil a good meal with a big tip?" Don't be like them. Tip your Kava tenders. Oh
yeah!
Hell yeah, right? Speaking of restaurants and Jews and stuff like that, I've often heard our people say the food was terrible and the portions were too small. It's like, pick one, you know? You don't want both of those things. Yeah. Some of my family is more religious in terms of the Judaism than I am. Like they're what's called Hasids. And I like to say, Hasidim, but I don't believe him. Yeah, a rabbi asked a moil, he goes, a moil is somebody that circumcises people, professionally. So the rabbi asked the moil, he goes, what do you make in a year? Like, what's your wage? And he goes, I just keep the tips. Yeah, I feel like you could summarize every Jewish holiday with just basically like, they tried to kill us, we lived, let's eat. Right? Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, my friend is Catholic, one of my best friends. And I was thinking we should start a law firm, him and me, Guilt and Shame Incorporated. Yeah. We got any sex havers in here? Anybody like sex? Woo! Woo! Hell yeah, me too. I've Hell yeah. Good for you, man. Hell yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I've had sex. I like to tell myself I'm good at it. I'm not taking Yelp reviews or anything, but a blind man's walking by a fish market, and he goes, "Hello, ladies." A man comes home to his wife with a bouquet of flowers, and she goes, "Now you expect me to spread my legs, I bet." And he goes, "Why, you don't have a vase?" Yeah. Men and women are pretty different in terms of how they look at sex. Like, I feel like women need, like, a good reason to have sex. Men just need a place. For women, sex is a lot like buying a house. You compare the other options. Like, is this bigger or smaller than the other house? How does this suit me long term? For men, I feel like it's closer to parking. They're like, there's a spot. Oh, that one's handicapped? Oh, shoot. Oh, oh I have to pay to park here? Jeez, I'll find another one. Yeah. An old guy is having sex with a prostitute. And they have sex like 11 times in a row. And she's like, "How have you had sex with me, 11 times? You must be in your 90s. And he goes, "We've had sex 11 times?" Oh, yeah, right? Yeah. Whenever I get up to do stand-up, people are like, "Do you get nervous or whatever?" And for me, it's like, I don't feel nervous. I also don't feel excited. I don't really feel anything. It's called depression. Yeah. Let's see. I'm obsessed with this guy on YouTube who all he does day in, day out is he climbs to the top of a crane and then he takes drone footage from the crane of the city. And what I can't square the circle of that is that drones already can do that. Like, he doesn't have to climb up the drone or climb up the crane. Like, he could just send the drone up there. It scares me. He's gonna fall someday. And the funniest part about it is he's British, so he's like very polite about something that's objectively crazy. Let's be like, yeah, we're gonna, climb this 400-foot crane, no rope or anything. It's like, why are you being so polite about this? You're gonna die, dude. Yeah, they interview his mom at one point, and they're like, she's like, this isn't really like what I'd like him to do per se, but they're all just like so polite and British. It's great. Yeah. There's another extreme athlete kind of like that who his sport is just grip strength. All he does is he grips like heavy weights. I don't know if Eddie has ever tried to do that. He's like #1 in the world at gripping. And it's funny because like there's a documentary about him. And he seems to be the only guy who thinks it's a big deal. Like they interview his wife at one point, and she's like, it's good. He has like something to do, and like he has a hobby. And like this is someone who's #1 in the world. Like his family could not care less. They're just like, keeps him busy. It's great. Yeah. I was thinking about being a kid the other day. Remember when adults in your life seemed like superheroes? Then you just realize, when you grow up that they were just a drunk guy wearing a cape. Right? Oh yeah, so I kind of hate dancing, mostly because my dad used to beat me with dancing shoes. So a man is being told he doesn't have long to live by his doctor. And so he asks the doctor, like, how long do I have? And the doctor goes, 10. And the guy's like, what? 10 what? And the doctor goes, 9. And he's like, oh, what? 8. 7. You get it. Yeah. So a man's running from a tiger. And he basically, he's running for his life from a tiger. He starts to fall off a cliff. He's hanging on the cliff just by, with his hands off of the ledge. This tiger's right above him. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, help, anybody, somebody help. Doesn't hear an answer. He's like, God, are you out there? Can you help me? And God goes, let go. And then he goes, is anybody else out there? Speaking of heights, you guys know that more people die per year annually falling from coconut trees trying to get coconuts than are eaten by sharks. Isn't that bizarre? Like, you could just get a ladder. You could, there's so many answers to that. You could just not climb up the thing that you're going to break your back when you fall. Yeah, it's like 15 people a year. Can you imagine that, obituary speech? He really liked coconuts, I guess. We told him not to do it. But he was like, I'm going to climb up there. Yeah. I get on tangents a lot. I'm very ADD. I guess you could say this tangent was brought to you by ADHD, if it were it's an advertisement. So I got ADD, OCD, and PTSD, so I guess I could say I have big D energy. Yeah. All right, cool. I think that's all I got for tonight. Thanks, everybody.
So, yeah.